Young and the Restless, spoilers full. Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. It is a wild and completely chaotic day in the soap world. And we just need to get right into it because my head is absolutely spinning from what just went down. Grab a coffee or maybe something stronger because we have a lot to unpack today and it is not pretty. So I am just going to come right out and say it because there is no way to sugarcoat what we all just witnessed. Lily Winters just stabbed Billy Abbott. Yes, you heard me right. She literally took a knife and stabbed him right in the stomach. And honestly, I am still sitting here trying to process how we even got to this point because it feels like a fever dream, but it actually happened and it is going to change everything for these families. I mean, we all knew the tension over Chancellor was getting bad, but nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, could have predicted that it would end with a literal bloodbath in the middle of a business dispute. But let us back up a bit because we need to talk about how this whole horrific situation even started. Billy has been absolutely obsessed with getting Chancellor back. And not just getting it back, but ripping it away from Lily and Kane. It is like he has this desperate, burning need to prove that he is the ultimate boss. And he cannot stand the fact that Kane is sitting there looking smug next to Lily. You guys know how Billy gets when he fixates on something. He gets this tunnel vision and he just pushes and pushes and pushes until something breaks. And this time, the thing that broke was Lily. And you have to look at where Lily is at mentally right now. She has been under so much pressure lately. Devin just completely shocked everyone by announcing he is leaving the Winters Company to start some nonprofit because his marriage to Abby is falling apart over the whole Mariah situation. So Devin is gone, and then Nate decides he wants to be a surgeon again. Nate is leaving the corporate world to go back to medicine. So Lily is basically standing there alone trying to hold together this massive legacy company. And the only person she really has in her corner right now is Kane. And whether you love Kane or hate him, he has been there for her. So Lily and Kane are having this very intense private conversation. And Lily is just done. She is exhausted and she is terrified of what Billy is trying to do with this whole John Abbott bailout secret. So she looks right at Kane and she gives him a direct order. She tells Kane that he has to fire Billy immediately, as soon as possible. She says they have to shut down this fear and this constant arguing once and for all. She wants Billy out of the building and out of their lives because he is a toxic presence and he is threatening the only thing she has left, which is her control over Chancellor. But of course, Billy finds out because Billy always finds out, and he is absolutely furious. I mean, he is seeing red. How dare Lily try to fire him from a company that he believes belongs to his family? So Billy, being Billy, decides to crash their private meeting. He just barges right in, and he is in full provocation mode. He is smug, and he is arrogant, and he is pushing every single button he can find. He starts taunting them and telling them that they have no power over him. And then he drops the papers on the desk. He brings out the actual proof, the documents from years and years ago showing that John Abbott provided a massive financial bailout to Chancellor that was never paid back. He throws it right in their faces, and he says that because of this debt, the Abbott family technically owns Chancellor Industries. It is his. It belongs to him and his family, and Lily has absolutely no legal leg to stand on. And if that was not enough to push Lily over the edge, Billy has to take it one step further because he just cannot help himself. He looks right at Lily and Kane, and he tells them that he and Sally are going to be the bosses. He and Sally Spectra are going to run Chancellor. And honestly, what was he thinking? Sally is pregnant. Sally just had to make a desperate deal with Adam because Billy ran his mouth to Victor and ruined her Newman Media sale. Sally is dealing with so much trauma and stress right now, and Billy is just volunteering her to be the Queen of Chancellor. It is delusional. It is completely delusional. So Lily is listening to this. She is listening to Billy tell her that he is taking her company and giving it to himself and Sally. And Lily just snaps. She refuses. She looks at him and she is furious. I mean, a kind of furious we have rarely seen from Lily Winters. She tells him absolutely not. She tells him she is not going to do it. She is not going to hand over her legacy, her hard work, everything she has built, just because he found some ancient loophole from John Abbott. And the argument just escalates. It goes from 0 to 100 in seconds. Billy is yelling and Lily is yelling and Kane is trying to intervene, but it is just chaos. Billy is so confident he thinks he has won. He thinks he has completely backed them into a corner and they have no choice but to surrender. He is wearing that classic Billy Abbott smirk, the one that makes you want to throw something at your screen. But then the unthinkable happens. Lily is so consumed by rage and fear and this overwhelming feeling of being backed into a corner that she just loses her mind. She grabs a knife. I do not even know where the knife came from. Was it a letter opener on the desk? Was it from a fruit tray? It all happened so fast it is hard to even process. But she has this blade in her hand and she just lunges. She lunges right at Billy and she stabs him. She literally drives the knife right into his stomach. And the show did not cut away. They showed the impact, and it was a horrific explosion of violence and betrayal. It was one of those moments where you actually gasp out loud because you cannot believe the writers actually went there. Lily Winters, the composed, elegant corporate CEO, just committed a violent, bloody assault in the middle of an office, and the immediate aftermath is just chilling. Billy stumbles back and he is holding his stomach. You can see the blood seeping through his shirt and his hands are covered in it. And the look on his face is something I am never going to forget. It is this mixture of pure agony and absolute shock. He looks down at his hands and then he looks up at Lily. And in that exact moment, you can see the realization wash over him. He was wrong. Billy realizes in that split second that he pushed too far. He thought he was playing a corporate game. He thought he was just moving chess pieces around a board to stick it to Kane and get a win for the Abbotts. He never for 1 second believed that Lily would actually resort to physical violence to protect her company. He underestimated her desperation and he overestimated his own invincibility. And now he is bleeding out on the floor because of his own hubris. Honestly, I have been covering this show for a long time, and I have seen some crazy things. I have seen Patty Williams do some truly unhinged stuff. I have seen Victor Newman lock people up, but seeing Lily snap like this, it is game-changing. And it makes you wonder what the fallout is going to be because there is no walking away from this. You do not just stab someone in the stomach and go back to a board meeting. And what about Kane? Kane is standing right there. He just watched the woman he loves, the woman he has been trying to protect and build a future with, turn into a violent attacker. What does Kane do now? Does he cover for her? Does he try to hide the weapon and tell the cops it was an accident? Or does he realize that Lily is completely broken and needs serious help? Kane has a history of lying to protect his family, but covering up an attempted murder is a whole new level of criminal behavior. And then you have to think about Sally. Poor Sally. She is sitting at home. She is pregnant with Billy's baby. She is already terrified of losing another child after what happened with baby Ava. She is dealing with Audra, trying to keep her calm. And now she is going to get a phone call that her baby daddy has been stabbed in the stomach and might die. I mean, how much more trauma can the writers pile on Sally Spectra? It is actually getting exhausting to watch her suffer this much. Billy was supposed to be her safe harbor, and instead he went out and got himself stabbed over a corporate vendetta. And let us talk about the Abbott family for a second, because Jack is going to absolutely lose his mind. Jack is already at his breaking point. He was kidnapped by Victor. He is dealing with Diane being traumatized and missing, and now acting paranoid because Dr. Markham is still out there. Jack is dealing with Patty Williams blackmailing him for sex. Tracy is risking her life trying to contact Martin Laurent. The Abbott family is in total crisis mode. And now Jack is going to find out that his little brother is in the ICU with a stab wound. Jack might actually have a heart attack. I am not even kidding. And what does this mean for the legal ownership of Chancellor? Because Billy brought the papers are sitting right there on the desk, probably covered in blood now. Does stabbing the guy who found the loophole magically make the loophole go away? Of course not. The lawyers are still going to have a field day with this. Jill is going to have to get involved. Jill forced Billy and Kane to work together, and this is the result. A literal bloodbath. Jill is going to be furious and devastated all at the same time. I just keep replaying the scene in my head. The way Lily's face looked right before she grabbed the knife, it was not calculated. It was not premeditated. It was the face of a cornered animal. She has lost Devon. She has lost Nate. She feels like she is losing her grip on reality, and Billy was just the final straw. But still, a stabbing, it is so extreme. Maybe I am being too harsh on Billy. I mean, he is annoying, and he is arrogant, and he definitely provoked her. He practically begged her to do something drastic. But nobody deserves to be stabbed. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. He did not deserve a knife to the gut. And the fans on social media are going to absolutely riot over this. Half the fans are going to say Billy had it coming for being such a smug jerk and trying to steal Lily's company. The other half are going to demand that Lily be sent to prison for attempted murder. The character assassination of Lily Winters is going to be a huge trending topic on Twitter, I can already guarantee it. People are going to be asking what the writers were thinking, turning a legacy heroine into a violent criminal. But you know what? It makes for damn good television. It is messy, it is chaotic, it is deeply emotional, and it ties into years and years of history between these families. The hatred between Billy and Kane, the legacy of John Abbott, the pressure of Chancellor, it all just boiled over into this one horrific moment. So now we have to wait and see if Billy survives. I mean, he is a main character, so he probably will. But it is going to be a long recovery. And what happens to Lily? Does she get arrested? Does Kane take the fall for her? Imagine if Kane confesses to the stabbing to protect Lily. That would be a classic soap opera twist. Kane goes to prison so Lily can stay and run Chancellor. But would Lily let him do that? I am just rambling now because my adrenaline is still pumping from watching that episode. It was just punch after punch after punch. The dialogue was sharp, the acting was incredible, and the climax was just mind-blowing. We are going to be talking about this episode for a very long time. And honestly, I am just so tired of seeing Billy self-destruct. But this time, he really outdid himself. He thought he was the smartest guy in the room. He thought he had all the power. And in the end, he realized he was completely wrong. As he stood there holding his bleeding stomach, he finally understood that his actions have real, devastating consequences. And that might be the most tragic part of this whole thing. Anyway, I need to go lie down and process all of this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you Team Lily or Team Billy? Do you think Kane will cover it up? Do you think Sally is going to miscarry from the stress? It is all just too much. I will be back tomorrow with more updates if I survive the stress of this storyline. Until then, stay safe out there and maybe hide the sharp objects if you are going into a business meeting. Just a thought.